what every Russian schoolboy knows.
Good time of day to all of you, my chess friends, here on the Internet Chess Club. This is Grandmaster Yermolinsky. Welcome back. What every Russian schoolboy knows. Alright, time to open a new big series of videos. This time on openings. I haven't been talking about openings. Well, obviously, every Russian schoolboy has to know a thing or two about openings. Right. I'm gonna talk about King's Indian. Show you some games, my own experience, only my own games. One particular variation of the King's Indian, you'll see a lot of games where a white wins. Well, why? Because the opening is bad? No. Because this variation that I'm going to show you is so great? No. Is that because white was out Yermolinsky? Possibly. But most important thing there is just to sit there and go through the games in their entirety, from the first move to the last move. Now, this always has been, in my opinion, the proper approach to studying any opening, and particularly in case of the King's Indian, where there are hardly any forced variations, long theoretical lines that you need to follow and just memorize all the moves, repeat them. Yeah, particularly in the King's Indian, you really have to understand why every move is played. Alright, so obviously I had a lot of experience with this opening, but at some moment, it was in, 20 years ago, I decided to branch out a little bit from my usual classical variation of knight f3 and bishop e2 into this line. I kind of grew into this because I played a lot of h3 and knight f3. And then I thought to move order with bishop g5. Now, the purpose of this. Alright, so the purpose of the move h3, same as it would be f3 or bishop e2 in either back. It's just to make sure that white has a comfortable square to retreat with the bishop. No knight g4. As I said, h3 does the job the same way f3 or bishop e2 would have done. Now, in this case, white now hopes that h6 is a weakening move, and we'll talk a lot about this, particularly in today's video. Okay, now, incidentally, I forgot to introduce the players. White Alex Yermolinsky, black Josh Mannion, who some of you may remember him. He was very active in chess 20 years ago, ran chess camps too. At that time he was rated 2335, which was considered to be quite a good rating for a young player. Knight a6. And bishop there. Now, brief explanation about this. The knight a6 is the move that black needs to play if he wants to play e5, because playing e5 too soon may lead you in trouble because of this. And then knight d5. Now that's gonna cost black the c7 pawn. Alright, knight a6 along with h6 and knight d7 moves that black needs, one of them, he needs to prepare e5. And the advantage of the move knight a6 is that the knight is not in the way of pieces, and no, we'll come to c5 anyway, the same way it would from d7. Alright, but now white answers with bishop d3. Now, normally it probably wouldn't have played bishop d3 if black still had the possibility of going with the knight to c6 and attack the pawn on d4. But now the pawn on d4, it is still kind of loose, but no, at least the knight cannot hit it. So we go bishop d3. Notice that white is leaving both options open for the knight. We'll talk more about this. Well, it kind of breaks the old cardinal rule of knights before bishops, but all for one good reason. Because you need to decide where this knight goes depending on the circumstances.